So today I want to talk about 55 and over communities. So if you're out there and you've been thinking about purchasing a 55 and over community here in Port St. Lucie or anywhere else across the United States, we're going to have a discussion that gets rid of some of these lies and myths that you may be hearing. So once again, thank you very much. This is Jonathan BJ Hayes, local realtor in beautiful Port St. Lucie, Florida. Thank you for coming back to the channel, the home of Port St. Lucie Real Estate. As always, if you enjoy the content you hear here, subscribe to the channel and tell a friend about the great things that are going on here in Port St. Lucie. So right now, I will let you in on something. A few years ago, you saw the largest transformation of wealth happen in this country. Let's face it, the baby boomers have built this country. I've been selling real estate here in Port St. Lucie for the past 7 years. And I must tell you that most people who are able to buy are at that age of 55 and over. They come to the table with the most amount of money to put down. They know what they want and they just go for it. So what has happened, not just in Port St. Lucie, but all over the US, this is being recognized. So that's why you have our tradition area here in Port St. Lucie. That's why 80% of it are 55 and over communities and only like 20% are all ages. It's as simple as this. People 55 and over have cash on hand and have a lot of it. A lot of you will come to me and you have questions about 55 and over communities because you've heard a lot of rumors. And I'm here today to dispel a lot of those rumors and what I would just call just flat out lies, okay? So if you're thinking about a 55 and over community, this should give you some clarity. So the number one lie that I want to discuss today is that a 55 and over community is a bad investment. That is the furthest thing from the truth today, especially post-COVID. So 55 and over communities hold their value just the same as a normal community or a house on the street does. There are so many people in this country living longer who are in search of active adult lifestyles. And again, that group, that segment of people age 57 to 75, which is technically the baby boom generation, you want to enjoy what you have created over your lifetime. Whether you're moving from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, selling your brownstone in Brooklyn, coming here, you've got cash on hand and you want to live a resort style lifestyle. This is the place, this is the time for you. So I'll give you an example. A house that is being sold in a 55 and over community is selling just as fast as a house that is sold on a regular street right now. It just is. There are so many people, active adults in the US, moving not only to Florida, but other states, that it is advantageous for these builders of communities to design communities for 55 and over people. So you can sell it just as fast. It's a very, very good investment. Do not let anybody discourage you from buying a 55 and over community in a 55 and over community with the basis that, oh, when you get ready to sell it, nobody's going to be able to buy it. That is hogwash. Lie number two is my kids can't use it. Well, that's not true. The first thing I would tell you about any community, and especially 55 and over, is there are rules that must be adhered to. One of the rules in most of them, not all, you have to revert back to your community rules. As long as the person is an adult over the age of 20, they can come and visit, they can do their thing, they can go to the pool, they can enjoy the community right along with you. Okay? If the person is under the age of 18, then yes, they must be supervised by an adult. Meaning if, you've got grandchildren that are age 10, you just can't say, hey, go to the pool and have a good time. They can go to the pool, you just need to be present with them, or an adult needs to be with them. All right? As far as home ownership, I've had people ask like, hey, I want to leave this to my son or my daughter or what have you. Just remember, one person on deed has to be the age of 55, okay? In most of these communities, and these rules do vary. That's why I say revert back to your rules, because all are a little different. And the other thing I would tell you, there's a big difference between a single family 55 and over and a condo 55 and over, and we'll go through some of these in one of our next numbers that is going to come up. Lie number 3, you can't rent the house. That's just not true. Most, not all, but most will let you rent the property. There will be restrictions. One of the biggest restrictions is they're not going to let you do an Airbnb. So most are going to say, hey, if you're going to rent this out, it's got to be somebody 55 and over, and they must do at least a year lease. I have seen some that say 6 months. They just don't want heavy turnover, heavy traffic, every day somebody else in the property, because that leads to issues and that leads to problems. So yes, if you're looking to purchase a 55 and over home in a community, you can rent it out, most of them. Lie number 4, no pets. That's just the furthest thing from the truth. If you're purchasing a single family home in a 55 and over community, almost all of them will allow you to have a pet or two. There may be restrictions with, hey, no dangerous breeds, no Rottweilers, no pit bulls, can't be over 40 pounds. There may be some form of restriction like that, but you will be able to have pets. On the other hand, a condo is a little different. There are many condos that are 55 and overs that will not allow pets, okay? So again, you're gonna have to read the rules and bylaws of the community. And lie number 5, drum roll please, this is the biggest of all. You must be 55 or older to own a home in a 55 plus community. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. That is not true. There is a HUD guideline that states 80% of the people living in the homes must be 55 and over. Well, that still leaves 20% of the community that could be 35, 28, 40. Here's the issue. Most older communities do not want to risk their status of being a 55 and over community. So if it's a place that was built 10 years ago, 7 years ago, they try to stay like this when it comes to that rule. So they'll say, no, you must be 55 or over. But now there's so much building going on across the United States catering to 55 and over communities. All they want to do is sell properties. So a lot of these newer communities, they might not get out there and just advertise anybody can live here. But if you ask them, a lot of the newer ones, yeah, there are 20% of the community who can be under the age of 55. So if you go somewhere and it's a newer community being built and you're age 40 and you're like, man, that place is awesome, I love the atmosphere, go speak to their sales department. Or better yet, come get me. I'll speak to them for you. And we'll find out if you're eligible to purchase. So those are some of the myths, some of the lies, some of the deceit that you hear about 55 and over communities. I can only tell you this, living in Port St. Lucie, Florida, 55 and over, especially in a tradition area, most of that is being built for that active adult lifestyle. And the reason for that is, that's where all the money is, plain and simple. So if you have any questions about a 55 and over lifestyle, feel free to contact me. Somewhere along here, my info is floating somewhere. I've also have other videos on different 55 and over communities. If you have any questions, give me a shout, send me a text, call me. I'm here to help you. As always, this is Jonathan B.J. Hayes here, Realtor in beautiful Port St. Lucie, Florida. Till we meet again, everybody stay safe and be blessed.